Uh-oh. That pluses Zachary and Ashton, minuses Rebecca. Fuck Rebecca. I have a feeling that Rebecca, like, is super jealous of any time I spend with Ash. And, you know, whatever. That's her problem. Any other day, I'd excuse myself and go straight home. But this is something special to Zach, something he worked so hard to bring to life. I should know better. I might be having a bad day, but being with the few people I care about far outweighs the idea of spending the rest of the day throwing a tantrum alone in my room. And what if the thing in the attic follows me home? I don't want to be left with my thoughts either. I can still see it whenever I close my eyes. And maybe, if I stay, let our heads cool down first before telling them what happened, they'll listen to me. There's nothing you can't solve with a calm head, right? One step at a time, Isabella. That's what Mama used to tell me. Besides, I don't have the heart to ditch Zach. A smile is back on my face when I look back at them. If we keep arguing here, we're going to miss the first few minutes. Oh, right. That's the Isabella I know. Oh, good. I thought for sure you were going to cry. Good. This time, I really do send an elbow straight to his stomach. Stupid Ash. Being vertically challenged has its perks, too. What was that for? Stop calling me a crybaby. I'm not. Aw, don't cry. Stop it! Okay, scaredy cat then. That too. If you repeat that, I swear I'll... Let's just go. Without another word, Becca goes inside. She doesn't even stop to wait for us when I call after her. Ash and I exchange looks that the same question likely swimming inside our minds. Did something happen at school after I left? Is she having a bad day too? I'll try asking her about it later, I guess. So, you guys go catch up with her. I'll go get us the food I promised. But you'll miss it. Didn't you say watching a movie without food isn't fun? And it ain't like I haven't seen it. I made it, remember? I'll be in there soon. One friendly tap on my shoulder, and then he's gone. A few moviegoers are still milling about. Some are waiting in line for tickets, but otherwise, most of the crowd are already inside. There's nothing much for us to do now. Not a word of protest comes from me when Ash gestures for the two of us to head inside. And then? Are you sure it wasn't one of the cleaning rooms? Absolutely sure. Somehow, halfway through the movie, the conversation steered toward what happened in the mansion. To be fair, Zach was the one who brought it up again, in his own movie's premiere. Now the film's just serving as background noise while we're speaking in hushed tones, careful not to disturb anyone inside the small hall. Well, except for Ash. I just hope we don't end up arguing about it again. We'd all get kicked out for sure. Though with how loud Ash's voice is, we'll probably get thrown out way before any argument happens. Only Becca still remains engrossed in the movie, completely ignoring us. She's been quiet the whole evening, speaking only when referred to. If I didn't know any better, I'd think we did something that offended her. Did we? And then I ran. You heard what happened after. I still think it's something else. It was standing right in front of me, Ash. He's one of the smartest people I know, but geez, he should learn to listen. Plus, didn't he say he doesn't believe in these things? Why is he in this conversation again? I heard what you said, but it's a small room. There are a lot of things someone else could have done there without your knowledge. If I could see it up close, maybe I can... I am not going back there! Ain't that a problem if you're hosting an open house? Rose does the first floor tour. I ain't sure ghosts can be restricted to one room, Bella. There are no ghosts, Zach. Stop putting useless ideas in her head. Yeah, but I was thinking, maybe all the house needs is a blessing. Wasn't it left uninhabited for years? Oh, the house did change hands over the years, from one distant relative of the Ermengardes to another. None of them bothered to live in it, though, and it remained that way up until its current owners decided to sell it. Why didn't I think of that? I didn't beg you as the religious type, Zach. Nothing like that, Ash. Who knows, though? It might bring something positive to the place. That's not a bad idea. I just don't know where I could find someone. You're not seriously considering his suggestion, are you? Do you have a better idea? I know where. I could contact him for you if you want. You'd do that? Or we could find you a psychologist instead. There are very few times in my life when I wish flowers can kill. This is one of them. Ash, that's not a very appropriate thing to say right now. No, wait, that's not what I meant. Ethnographer. I meant ethnographer. The guy is a psychologist too, of course. Ashton, if you don't stop. Rebecca knows the guy I'm talking about too. She can vouch for him. Becca tears her eyes away from the screen at the mention of her name. Huh? What? Or were you talking about Professor Andrew? He used to work with my parents at the university. And can you guys keep it down? Sorry, Scaredy Cat mentioned curses. Not that I'm saying this is one. But talking to him is a better solution for me than getting a random priest to bless an old house. He'll even help you figure things out or teach you a couple things. And probably put your fears to rest, since this looks like it's bothering you a lot. Ash might be right, too. However, what Zach suggested is something I'm more familiar with. Granted, they don't believe me. They're only giving me these suggestions to put my mind at ease, but it's better than being ignored or laughed at. I can take comfort knowing that they're willing to hear me out. So what do you think? It's your call. We'll go with whatever you want. I don't know. Who should I meet? Meet with the priest? Meet with the professor. If you're just joining us or joining us recently, we are playing The Letter. It's a horror visual novel with a whole lot of words, basically a reading simulator. So far, we are playing as Isabella, which is the first part of the game, and she is a real estate agent who went into a haunted mansion that she is trying to sell and found a chain letter. So far, she has accidentally shown the chain letter to everybody in her entire friend group because, accidents happen. And we're now at her friend Zach's movie. If you want to keep up, this playthrough is exclusively on YouTube. It is my first playthrough. I don't know what's happening. We're not streaming this. You will only find it here. So the question that's being asked is, who should she meet with, a priest or a professor, to talk to about the haunting in the mansion and the chain letter? I feel like this is going to affect relationships. So it looks like we've got a pretty good relationship with Zach. I never know. Okay, well, let's say with the professor, because I care more about the relationships with the people that will bolster. Story updated. I'll think about it, but if ever, I'd like to give the talking to Andrew a try. Is that okay? Won't he have other things to do? He's a bit busy, but he'll make time for me. He's my go-to person when I'm stuck in something. He won't mind if I bring a friend with me this time. If you're sure. I guess that settles it then. Guys, I said keep it down. You're insisting that we still watch it, yet you're not even paying attention yourselves. It ain't a big deal, Rebecca. I'm the one who broached the subject in the first place. It's still your film, Zachary. A good film, mind you. You worked hard on this. The least we can do is watch it with you. And that's what you're all doing. I really appreciate all of you making time for this. Sorry, Becca. We'll stop now. I throw her an apologetic look, even if Ash is the only one she should be reprimanding, but her attention is already back on the screen. She's ignoring us again. When Becca's acting this way, there's a big chance something's nagging at her. We really need to talk. We all fall into a comfortable silence after, the kind only you can share with people you're most at ease with. For the first time today, the letter lays forgotten in my bag, if only for a few hours. Oh gosh, we've got a journal update, a day update. Let's check those out before we keep going. Friday, October 21st. Rose Cooper, along with a woman who introduced her. Oh, these are all. This is the new one. Sorry. One day I'll figure this out. Luxborn Independent Film and Theater Festival celebrated its 9th year, discovering new creative talents in the film industry. Included in the few showcased this year were Zachary Steele's... What? Is that a J or an F? I've been saying F. Frey. Blue Fonse, Dark Times of the Black British. Isabella Santos, Ashton Frey, and Rebecca Gales were also seen among the crowd for its premiere. Because, we went. Okay, that was why. Why did we have to do that? We've got extra for Ash now, but it did not drop our relationship with Becca, which is already in the tank, which I don't actually care about. Night has fallen by the time we exit the movie house. Despite the late hour, the streets are still bustling, full of people. Those about to head home, those set to meet someone, even those simply wandering about. Walking in this sea of unfamiliar souls, it strikes me how easy it is for one to get lost in a city as nondescript as Luxburn. I was afraid, too. At one point, back when I was new and had just set foot to this place. Now, with familiar faces walking with me, it feels a little more like home. Zach and Ash bid us goodbye shortly before Becca and I crossed to the other side of the street. The former claiming he's got a few freelance jobs to take care of before the day ends. And Ash? Who knows? He never tells. Sometimes he'll just randomly appear at your doorstep looking for a place to crash. He does that to Zach a lot, much to the latter's frustration. They really like the word ladder in this game. But he's a busy guy, too, in spite of the laid-back air he gives off. Thanks for today, everyone. No problem, Zach. I'm sorry for what happened earlier. Huh? A sensation. Cold, sickening, drowning. My chest tightening, breathing becoming labored. I can taste blood in my mouth. The edges of my vision blurs. In the distance, amidst the countless nameless people going about their lives, a voice reaches out to me. Pleading, even as I clench my eyes tight and clasp my hands over my ears. Whispering, and whispering, and whispering. Calling out. No, not me. Somebody. Isabella. Earth to Isabella. At her voice, the whole world suddenly snaps into place. The murmur's gone. When I open my eyes, Becca raises an eyebrow at me in question. Weren't you listening? Are you coming? Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry. I spaced out. You always do that. I follow her without complaint, but not before sneaking a glance to the far end of the street, where the voice came from, where another set of eyes might be staring at me. Nothing. There are only Zach and Ash watching over us as we head back to where Becca parked her car. If I'm expecting to see something, or someone, there, I try not to let it show. I try not to think of the tiny pinpricks of fear crawling at the pit of my stomach. See you guys some other time. Yeah. See you. Another glance, and with a final wave, we go off our own ways. I don't know what I saw. I don't know what I heard. I don't want to know. And if this is what would help me sleep tonight, what would give me back that normalcy in my life, then so be it. The darkness closes around me, grasping, pulling, engulfing me. The ground caves in, and without warning, I'm falling. My eyes snap open. For an instant, it doesn't immediately register where I am. Both my back and shoulders ache after I've fallen asleep hunched up in the night. Drenched in sweat, the nest of pillows I often keep around me feels more suffocating than comforting. I let my eyes adjust to the bright morning light streaming through my window and allow my breathing to slow down before untangling myself from the pile. I haven't had a single dream since coming to Luxburn, or at least none I can recall having. It's a shame because they used to be so vivid. Not the crazy vivid, but the more pleasant kind I'll tell my siblings about. Maybe it's just the stress of living alone. The knowledge that I'll always wake up in an empty apartment with no one to tell stories to. Ugh, what time is it? Habit forces me to look over at the clock, even with the soreness weighing heavily on my shoulders and the compulsion to never leave my bed for the day. In a heartbeat, I'm up. Oh man, of all the times to oversleep. Towel. Where's my towel? Admittedly, it's a weekend, as an unspoken rule that entitles me to extra hours of sleep. But if Rose didn't kill me yesterday, she sure as hell will now. And right after what happened, oh Lord, one box of donuts as peace offering won't be enough the second time around. Grabbing my towel, I'm already a few short steps away from the bathroom when a muffled ringing breaks out of my bag. There's a moment of indecision at first, my mind conflicted whether I should just ignore or answer it. But what if it's Rose? Or worse, our boss? And in the end, the rational part of my brain wins out. The letter from yesterday peeks out when I pull the device out. Just the sight of it is enough to put me in a foul mood, and it takes every force of will for me to ignore it in favor of answering the call. The caller ID reads, Mama. Huh? It's around 4:45 in the Philippines right now. That's an unusual time for them to call. Usually it's around noontime here, and I'm the one calling, not the other way around. Better for them to use that money on something else other than an international call. Regardless, in the most cheerful tone I can gather. Hello? Hello, Grace. How are you? Mama, I'm doing okay. How are you guys over there? We're good. EJ won a storytelling contest at school the other week. Brought home a medal. I thought you should know. There's a tired lilt in her voice as she speaks. It's been there since Papa had to leave his job. I wish there's something I could do for her. But from miles away like this, the least I'm able to do is not make her worry. If only my older brother would actually lend her a hand, but Lord knows if that'll ever happen. Odds are, Kuya Jordan's already out drinking right now. Again. I can't count on my older sister either, knowing she has a family of her own and, well, Ate Anne's financial situation isn't exactly great right now, having ran herself knee-deep in debt. Great, that's great. Tell him congratulations from me, and let him know I'm going to send him a little something extra this Christmas. How about Nico, Karen, Michael? I hope they're okay. They're doing well. They wanted to talk to you, but they're all busy with school. Oh no, that's fine. I don't want to bother them. Just tell them to keep doing their best for me. I'll just call back when I know they're not busy. And Papa? How's Papa doing? It's a subject I'm a bit hesitant to broach. From the way Mama's voice hitches, she doesn't want to bring it up either. Papa. He's having a little difficulty right now. Weak appetite. He's having trouble swallowing and lost a few pounds, but the doctor said we should keep encouraging him. It just means his body's accepting the new treatment. The money you sent last time helped a lot to pay for it, by the way. Oh, I see. That's good. I won't deny that life has gotten tougher for our family. It used to be easy back when Papa was in good shape. But ever since he was diagnosed with a sickness 5 years ago, he had been unable to provide for us. Now the burden of feeding 8 mouths and settling Papa's bills all rest on my shoulders. Although Mama makes a little, excepting sewing and laundry jobs in our neighborhood, it's scarcely enough to cover the costs of day-to-day living, let alone the bloating hospital bills. We can't even expect help from our own government because the health insurance there barely covers anything. I'm sure he'll get better soon. Is he well enough to talk? Do you think I'll be able to speak to him, Ma? Silence. I start to think that the call got cut until... Listen, maybe it's better if we transfer him to a different hospital. Somewhere cheaper. What? Did something happen? Is it the deposit issue again? Give me the hospital's number. I'll talk to them. No, it's nothing bad. The service here is good. Too good. Even the doctors. I'm worried you're working yourself into the ground because of it. Mama, we've been through this before. I want the best. And don't worry about the bills or the medicine or me. I can handle myself. Everything's going well here. In fact, we're about to close a huge sale. Hopefully. If not, then I'll find another way. She doesn't need to know that. Sorry, Mama. You taught me not to lie, yet look at what I'm doing. I'll have money to send over soon to cover the rest of the treatment. And there's more than enough for Karen, Nico, Michael, and EJ's school, too. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We all do, but I just wish you would come home soon. Ah. When are you coming home? EJ, the youngest, used to be the only person asking me that. How do you respond to a question you don't have an answer to? 5 years later, and I still can't give them an answer. I smile, though Mama can't see it. I try to fight to keep my lips from quivering and my voice from shaking. She's got enough on her plate as it is. No need to weigh her down with unnecessary concerns. Promise me you'll be there to welcome me when I do, okay? Of course. I'm sorry. I need to take this for a while. There's a small commotion on the other end, the sounds of gates opening, the voice of a child talking excitedly about his day at school, the tapping of feet on the floorboards. It's been years since I went home, but I can still picture the whole scene in my head. How tall is he now? The neighborhood kids bullying now that I'm not around. Did she rearrange the furniture in the living room again? What are they having for dinner? I miss them. I miss them so much. It's okay, Ma. I need to go too. I've got work today. I'll call again soon, all right? On a Saturday? Oh, never mind. Take care of yourself, dear. I love you. I love you too. Bye. It ends with a soft click, leaving half-truths and empty promises hanging in the air. Closing my eyes for a moment, I take a deep breath and shake away the thoughts beginning to swim inside my head. It's pointless to mull over these things right now. Okay, Isabella. Time to get that mansion sold. This is probably a good place to end for today. So thank you for watching. Once again, this is our YouTube exclusive playthrough of The Letter. Thank you so much for watching. If you could poke those like and subscribe buttons, that would be super groovy because it helps me to be able to continue making and improving my content, and also acts as an offering to the algorithm gods. And we all know how important it is to appease our Lord and Savior Algo. Also, be sure to check out my live streams on Twitch and join the Glow Gang by following me on Twitter and joining our Discord. Links for those as well as all of my artist credits can be found in the description below. As always, stay bright, lamplights.